The mic seems to be working, which is good because I did not. I forgot to test that. But it unplugged for a little bit. I'll turn this up a bit so we can all hear the nice, good Baldur's Gate 3 music. Oh boy. Oh boy, I feel so bad about having to cancel yesterday, but I think it's all right. It's a little annoying, but it's okay. Or it's rather I should say it's a little frustrating, but it is okay. Because at the end of the day, stream is just stream. Refresh this. Because I want to be able to monitor the whole thing over here. Yeah. So there it is. Probably won't bother too much with like keeping that open, just in case. I'll probably go back to the actual stream manager when we actually get people. Anyways, actually we should pull out Danica's reference. Actually, real quick, I'll keep this open because I want to show off the stream today. I gotta talk about this when I get there, but we'll see. I feel so bad having to cancel like so often, but I'm really trying to like not do that. It's just tough. Oh yeah, Danica, right. So I just want to see how I drew her horns. Yes, they have those little tick marks there. I was right. Or those little ridges, I should say. I guess they're supposed to be like ridges, but like my style makes them look a little like different, I guess. Not very ridge-like, if I do say so myself. I have so much stupid stuff to talk about. I can't wait for people to get here. I should. But what is always funny though is me yapping about all like the funny personal stuff while no one is here. Because I think it's funny. I do miss it. It does feel good to be back though. It's always a little bit jarring having to like come back from like canceling, especially for like so long. I was hoping that the streams were gonna be more consistent, but things just keep coming up, and I can't help but just have to like take care of them all. So this is just what I'm stuck doing. It is quite alright though. We'll make it through it. There we go. The AC running too. Our dad comes back home from Philippines on Saturday, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks. We haven't seen him in 2 weeks. It's been a while. So we all miss him very much, very dearly. But yeah, I'm happy to have him like back soon. Let me just change the pen size, why don't I? Oops, forgot that was there. I should actually just close this and wait, and then I'll talk about it because like I'm really excited about that one. I just don't know when I'm gonna be able to work on it. Technically, I could work on it today. Maybe we just keep inking today. We just ink a ton of stuff. We'll see. We'll see. I do like working on the comic though. It has been like very fun. What is kind of tough though is kind of just having to like start a bunch of just do like one-off character designs. That is a little bit tough. Um, because it's like, how do I keep these looking like interesting but not so interesting that you think they're like gonna be like characters that we follow around and everything. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that. But yeah, and then I started sketching page. So this is page 3, I think. No, page. Well, it says page 2. It's actually page 3 because the first page is just. It's not character art, so I'm not the one working on it because I can't. I'm not super great at backgrounds. I really should work on them, but they just confuse me. Yeah. So, on the bright side though, I have like designed like a few OCs from like the, whether it was like character sheets from the store or they were like NPCs that I used in the one-shots. I do have a bit of those saved up and drawn out, so it does help with this whole process here. And then just add some scales. Some texture there. But yeah, I like Danica's design. I think she's very cute. I think she's very, she's got a very like, the concept itself is very like whimsical. I think just like a dragonborn park ranger. First of all, park ranger is crazy because typically with Dungeons and Dragons you are running like standard high fantasy and everything. But I just think once again, it's just another way to sell that like, hey, this is a very like modern D&D world for the comic. Because like I said, one of the things about writing this is that I don't want to be like super in your face about it being like modern. I want it to be like a very subtle sort of thing. I think if I had done like, oh, characters are just straight up using like iPhones right off the bat, they're on the computer and everything. I think it would come off as a little bit strong. I think having like a very like general worldview, because like what is it? Like when we think about like modernizing stuff, that's like smart technology is probably up there on like number one thing people think about, but I like this approach better because it's like you can see like, you know, there's park rangers, people study for exams. There is a tiefling horn salon. By the way, shout out to my coworker. I showed this to them today because we were talking about D&D, and oh my god, I'm so happy. They like the concept a lot, like the world and everything, and I'm like I'm so happy. And my coworker get along really well. I really want to run a game for them. Probably some other friends at the store too, if we can. They were saying like there needs to be like a Carl's Jr. campaign of some sort, where it's like you literally just play as restaurant workers. And unironically, I have been trying to like figure out a one shot for that. I just don't know how it's gonna work. I know in my head I want it to all be like a turn-based combat, right? Like I want it to take place fully in initiative. My personal headcanon with Fantasy Worlds is that in order to work at any kind of restaurant, you must have combat experience. My reasoning for that is that literally any adventure can just stumble in, and because your average citizen is not equipped to handle these situations. I feel like if you just had regular citizens as your employees, you're gonna get robbed a lot. And even if it's not like getting robbed, there's probably like there's gotta be like a bunch of entitled adventurers out there just like, hey, you know, I don't know if you heard about me, but I slayed an ogre on the way here. I literally like saved a village and everything, so I think I should just like get this for free. Like the adventuring clout goes crazy, I think. And then of course if you say no, it's like, well, you know, like what are you gonna do about it? Like, stat wise, I feel like a lot of regular citizens would have only 6 to 8 HP, no combat experience whatsoever. So you know, it's like it's got to be something. Like you gotta have some of it to work in a restaurant, and I think even more so in a more modernized world. So that's one thing I think is like really silly about like the little D&D world that I have here for the comic. Let me talk about Danica. I don't know if I ever talked about her when I was actually working on her little art that I made for her. She's a very preppy and energetic person. She's very friendly. She's very like welcoming. She's very but she very much like likes to do things by the book at the same time, I think. Oh, hello, Biba. Hello. I am talking about Danica as that is the character that I am working on right now in this panel. I think it's a very fun panel, if I do say so myself. Got a lot of things going on here, just more stuff to really emphasize that whole modern D&D world point. God. Oh, Biba, you might like this. My coworker, my very cute coworker, I offered to draw their D&D character for them, and this is what I have so far. They're playing a druid, or they made a druid, and they really like the design. Yeah! Yeah, it was kind of supposed to be a surprise. But like they asked to see it today, and I was like, yeah, I haven't like, and I was like, yeah, I'll show them. So I showed it to them. They really like it. They like the little like dangling charms from the hat. I probably even gonna make it so that the hat is like removable, or like you can. I'll have like two versions with the hat on and with the hat off. Cause they said that they kind of wanted elf ears, but they weren't too sure yet. So I wanted to make sure like these were like visible, cause the hat kind of obscures it. They sent me a pit crew, is what happened. Or like they showed me a pit crew, and I was like, hey, send that pit crew. I promise. And this is what became of it. I'm trying not to go too closely to like what the pit crew design. I mean, it's really faithful to what I saw. It's just, you know, I didn't want to like steal another artist's like design in a sense. But yeah, it was really just like just the shoulders up and everything. Everything else down here I went ahead and made up. I thought a half skirt would be really cute. There was a moon in there was like a moon ornament on the hat, and I was like, well, I don't want to copy the hat exactly, so, but I am gonna run away with the moon theme. I ran away with the moon theme. It is like everywhere. It's on the belt, it's on this little like chain here, on the shoes, on the hat. Just very fun, silly stuff, I think. The moon theme kicks ass. Yeah, I know. I'm so curious to know like what subclass they're gonna play that druid as, because it's like, oh, that's like, it's such a cute design. And I'm like, I gotta know. I'll ask them next time I see them. I'll see them Friday when we work together for like an hour. Yeah, I will say it is unfortunate. I think both of us are gonna get promoted to like being like managers at the store over there. And what is it? Both of us I think are gonna get promoted, which means we're not gonna have a lot of shifts together at some point in the future, which is sad. But yeah, well, that probably just means like we'll just hang out a bunch. Like, outside of work if we can. But yeah, this is Danica that I'm working on. She's a park ranger at a draconic sanctuary on the outskirts of a city called Harmony. Um, so I like her concept a lot. I think when I role played her, it was like a lot of fun. Um, I think though, even though she's very like she's worked at this draconic sanctuary for quite some time now. Um, I think it's still very like troubling, and she can't really handle like stress or pressure that well. Um, and she does kind of go silent when those things happen. But yeah, that is her character. What what else should I talk about? I feel kind of. Let's see. Me and Johnny went to the mall on Monday with a friend because Johnny needed to buy work shoes. Um, so there was that. Um, and then we actually went to another mall last Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Um, because what was it? Yeah, we just wanted to hang out because it was like, oh, well, we're all off. Johnny wants to get some Korean corn dogs, and I had another friend that wanted to try it, and we were like, okay, let's all go to this mall then, because we're all off of work, and that was a lot of fun. Um, so me, when I say friends, it's like two coworkers that we have. Um, on the way, sort of back to the city, we were making a different stop because one of my friends, she wanted to eat somewhere else. So we went there, and we were trying to figure out, like, okay, well, who's gonna go ride in whose car? Because Johnny just ended up meeting us there because his class was over there. And it was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna start walking to my car, and whoever wants to come with me can come with me. It ended up just being me and like one other person. I was like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. We were a group of 5 in the end, anyways. But I don't mind. It was just kind of like silly because this is the coworker I have a crush on, and I'm like, guys, why would you do this to me? Um, but it was all right. Like I said, we get along really well, so it's like it works out, and hopefully nothing is obvious. Um, actually went ahead and had them put on like an album from one of their favorite bands because I think it actually just straight up is their favorite band. Um, 'Cause, I was curious to listen to the music, but like I was trying to play it off like I had never heard the band before. Because here's the funny thing, right? So I'm on YouTube one day. I know they had mentioned this group before, because it was just like at a different hangout, and originally I wasn't going to listen to it because um, I was like, I don't know if it's really gonna like line up with my taste in music, right? Because a lot of the times, my music taste is very like dissimilar to a lot of other to the people that I hang out with. Like all of us listen to very, very different things. Me and my brothers like included and stuff. So I was like, it's probably not like my kind of thing, right? So I didn't want to listen to it. This is like, this stupidest confession booth thing ever. I swear to God. Um, but one day on YouTube, usually I'll take music recommendations for YouTube because it's like, um, I'll have like the preview of like the song and everything, like, via YouTube thumbnail and stuff. And I do typically like to listen to music on YouTube because what is it? I just like choosing the tracks and everything, and I have an ad block on, so it's not like it's not like the music is like frequently interrupted or anything. Um, and after I finished listening to a song, I was scrolling for the next one. That band showed up, and I was like, really? So I was like, well, maybe it is kind of similar. It is actually hilariously close to like what I'd normally listen to. And I was like, oh, okay, this works. But I haven't told them about it because I wasn't exactly sure what to say or how to bring it up. Um, but now we're just gonna pretend that that car ride back home was my first time listening to that band. So I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna go with that. Don't you just love when what should theoretically be normal social interactions um I love overthinking these things is what I'm saying. um but yeah, um we're just gonna pretend, and I think it'll work out. Okay, the hand's like a little awkward there, but I think it's okay, especially because like that thumb's gonna be like covered under the thing there. I'm too lazy to fix that. I say in the comic that I am going to like not necessarily market to people, but it's like it will be published, and we are gonna do it on Webtoons or Tapastic or one of the two, maybe both, honestly, until hopefully one of them is like, oh hey, actually, do you want to make yours like an exclusive to this site? Because if I make it exclusive, I think that's when I can actually start getting money from it to an extent. Which is exciting to think about, but that's still like a while from now, like a long, long time from now, which is, oh my god. I'm just excited thinking about it. Honestly, I think with these two panels, I can easily like do a background, no problem whatsoever. Because it'll probably just be like regular like colors and stuff. Like this is probably just gonna be like a sky, and everything. This will probably just be like a dark study room of sorts. So yeah. And then what else? Today, work was alright today. I thankfully did not get called in 2 hours, late, which is great, because last week Last week, on Wednesday, I got called in 2 hours late, and then got sent home an hour early, so my 6 hour shift turned into a 3 hour shift, which was incredibly frustrating. Like, I don't like that job, but I need money, and I will put up with it. But I will have fun at my job at the very least. I will goof off. I will do stupid things. And stupid things were most definitely done very recently. On Saturday, I'm jumping all over the place. On Saturday, um, what was it? I was asking the person in charge that day, like, hey, have you seen the glass cleaner? No, this was Sunday, I think. This was Sunday. I was like, have you seen the glass cleaner? No, I think it was actually Saturday. I don't remember. Okay. Well, point being, sometime over the weekend, I asked the person in charge, like, hey, have you seen, like, the glass cleaner? Or, like, do we have any extra? Because this bottle is running out. Our new GM does not buy the glass cleaner, so we're instead gonna have to go back to using the multi-surface cleaner to clean the glass. And that's fine. No member. Yeah. Me no member. Oh my god, that just it took me back to the member berries in South Park. You guys think I'll get copyrighted if I show like a South Park clip? Will I get copyright? I might get copyrighted for it. I don't know if you've seen the member berries arc. I think I've only seen like part of it, and even then I don't entirely remember what happened. That's so funny that I don't remember. There's this Probably not. I hope I can show this on stream without getting completely, struck down by the copyright gods. I just need to show this off. Anyways, the member berries in South Park were like these little wrinkly grape dudes that were like, they were just very silly little guys. And I think this is gonna get copyright struck. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe if I just play it very quietly, and talk over it, maybe they won't notice. But like, it's so funny. Just look at them go.
Remember which way we're going? Hi, maybe.
But like, here's the best part. Yeah. There's like a banging in the trunk. Pull over to the side of the road. And then actually this is the part where I'm going to pause the music and turn this up a little bit more.
Hey, you shut the fuck up! Yeah, we're gonna kill you, maybe. Where are you?
Real. It's so stupid. I love it so much. It's just saying like member like that, that's what that made me think of. Anyways. Man, I love South Park. Oh man, I wonder if there's a new episode tonight. Because they've been doing it like bi-weekly new episodes for their latest season. But I don't remember seeing any trailers. But I guess I'll know tomorrow when I wake up and there's like analysis videos on it. Oh man. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the multi-surface cleaner. Now there's nothing wrong with using the multi-surface cleaner. Like, it's a multi-surface cleaner, you can clean glass with that, no problem. The only thing about it is that it is painfully yellow. Like, that shit is so yellow. So I took a picture of it. I took a picture of the bottle filled with the multi-surface cleaner. Sent a picture to my old manager. And I was just like, hey, hi, the new GM won't buy the new glass cleaner, so we've resorted to using pee to clean the windows now. She may be free of our store. She may not be there anymore, but she is not free from my horrible, horrible sense of humor. She, like, reacted with, like, the shocked emoji. And she was like, oh my god. I was just like, I'm just kidding her. Just kidding. It's the multi-surface cleaner. And then I showed that conversation to my friends. They thought it was funny. But yeah, very silly shenanigans at the store, and the silly shenanigans just keep continuing today. Me and my friend, we goof around a lot, but to be fair, we get the job done and everything. It's not like it's not like we like idle around a lot and just talk. Like, we're talking and working at the same time. What happened? Just the constant like jokes today and the teasing is just so funny. One of my personal like favorite things today was just like, I got back from my last 10 because they ended up asking me to like stay a little bit later, waiting for someone else to arrive. I was like, yeah, that's fine, right? I get back over to center post, and my friend's like, wait, no, why am I doing this job for you? I'm like, yeah, you're right, why are you doing this job for me? Go back to your corner, because they were at drive-thru window. We keep doing this to each other. Thankfully, I don't think the new manager minds too much, especially because, again, we do get the work done. And, it is nice. Oh, it's on that layer. I'm stupid. that's the wyvern wings, and that is, yeah, that is that panel completely inked for the most part. I'm just gonna add some scales on the wyvern, and I think the rest is good. Sometimes it's kind of hard to decide like what direction scales should go, because I always want to make them pointed down, but I feel like sometimes that's just not super possible. Or like rather it's like down can be multiple things depending on how something is positioned, is what I'm saying, which makes it a little bit tough. It's okay. Alright, so that's panel 1 inked. Let's move on to panel 2. I did actually show my friend the comic. Once again, I am glad that they are very excited about the thing. Another thing I told them about too. I'm not running D&D at the game store at the moment because I kind of want them to catch up on finances before they start having me like back there again. But I do think I am willing to run like holiday events. So Halloween is coming up. Got a couple of things to talk about with Halloween actually. I have a Halloween themed horror one shot that I think I'd like to do. So I was telling my coworker about it, and they were like hit me like lay it down on me. I want to hear about it, right? I was like, okay, hear me out, chat. There is a cult of druids in the forest who believe that humanity is nothing but a stain and a detriment to the natural world. So they are pretty much dedicated to kidnapping people and dragging them into the forest and killing them, and then subsequently using the bodies to feed the forest. And I think that is a really fun idea. Primary inspirations for this is gonna be Over the Garden Wall, like with the beast and the people turning into the Edelwood trees. But I don't really want it to be like that exactly. Another thing that I think I want to take inspiration from is this analog horror called White Stag National Park, I think? And I want to talk about White Stag a little bit. White Stag is a really... It is a pretty damn good analog horror series, in my opinion. We got the religious themes in there, because you can't have analog horror without defacing the good name of Christian... I'm kidding. There's a lot of, like... I feel like there's a lot of religion in analog horror oftentimes. Which is fine. I think it's cool. I think it's very, like, interesting takes. I think it automatically makes it, like, very, like, scary when you put it into a perspective like that. But I like White Stag Education, or whatever it was called. You know, let me just look up the name of the actual series. That's what I should do. Oh, it is White Stag Education. Have they not posted? Oh man, it's been a year since their last thing. Sag. Well, I don't know if they're still going. I hope they are, because it was like really good production quality. Let's check their Instagram. Oh, their Instagram hasn't been active at all. Sob. Anyways, just to talk on it. The cult, I guess, in White Stag Education are these people dressed as animals, but not in like a furry way. It's like they wear like these very like uncanny realistic animal heads, walk around in like brown cloaks, and I'm pretty sure they kidnap people and like eat them or something. And they worship Satan, because of course they do. Can't be a good cult unless we worship Satan in horror, at least. But But yeah, I liked that aspect because it's just once again it goes into like very like uncanny valley like sort of thing. So I want to have it so it's like the players are investigating like these disappearances and everything, and I want them to like run into like very like unnerving stuff like a deer standing up on two legs, for example, or or what is it? Just animals that look a little bit off, you know? Um, that's what I want to do. I want to do like a lot of uncanny valley stuff, and of course it's just like it is just like the druids like shape shifting and everything, but maybe because of like their corrupted views or something, their perception of nature has warped their wild shapes into something more sinister, more violently primal or something. I don't know. Oh, thank you. It is fun. But I also here's the thing though. I was thinking this would be a really cool backstory for Lilac, my spore druid, and Ares' love interest in the comic. Lilac's story, I think, in my head, is supposed to be about grief. She's very much within the duo of Aerie and Lilac. She is death. She is a spore druid. Her rib cage is completely exposed. Well, not completely, but it is very exposed. Like death is her domain, so to say, right? And I feel like what better way to like emphasize that than with a character whose entire character arc is revolving around the grief of having lost a loved one. So in my head, I think the way that the story has been playing out is that whoever she was with was killed without any way to bring her back. Like, her soul was completely and utterly destroyed. There is no bringing that soul back into existence. And Lilac, of course, being a spore druid and a sort of researcher of life and death and everything, is like, no, there has to be some way. And she's supposed to go on like this, this sort of like maddening journey to like figure out how to get this person back. Obviously it's not going to succeed in the end. I think that is the that is the easy way out, and that's just not going to be conductive to like storylines or anything. But I will talk a little bit more on like a scenario where it is successful in a moment. But point being, I think it'd be really interesting actually if Lilac was a part of this cult. Lilac, Lilac and her two, Lilac and her friend and her love interest. I think I'm gonna name her love interest Marigold. The original name was Sunny, but that name was taken by something else, and I will respect by someone else. So I will respect that. But I did want to keep the yellow theme, so I think I was gonna go with Marigold. And then the friend's name, I think, is gonna be Violet. They're all flowers, which I think is cute. And yeah, so Marigold, I think what I want is that maybe she's the one who like clues in the party on Halloween, just like, hey, there's something weird going on in the forest, people keep disappearing. And in reality, she's part of the cult, and she's like trying to find a way out. Like, this is wrong, this is maybe humanity does kind of suck, but the way that the cult is going about it is very much upsetting the very balance of nature itself as well. So it's like they're not really accomplishing anything, right? And then I want the cult to discover that she's like against them, and then she is killed, like maybe in front of Lilac or something. I don't know, something traumatic like that. And then of course the players like maybe like fend off the cult members and help Lilac and Violet escape, but at that point of course it's already too late for Marigold. I think that is an interesting enough backstory. But I'm just not too sure yet if that's exactly what I want to do. Well, so we'll see. We'll see. To speak on Lilac's whole alternative like ending, where she is successful in bringing her lover back. This was a sort of like theoretical bad ending for if I ever played her in Baldur's Gate, and then proceeded to write a whole story of how things happened in Baldur's Gate. In my head, Violet sacrifices her soul because Lilac and her friend Violet, I think they were originally sisters, but I think it's just better to make them friends because of like how this turns out. Elven souls are very malleable. Like the whole thing is that they reincarnate and stuff. So Violet gets the idea. Well, we can't bring Marigold's, or in the Baldur's Gate 3 thing version of this, it's Aerie who like dies all of a sudden for different reasons, but point being, dead Aerie, very sad. But Violet is the one who gets the idea, like, you know, we might not be able to get Aerie's soul back, or Aerie's soul back, but maybe we can get, maybe we can turn my soul into Aerie's soul. We can turn it into something else. And I like to think if you, like, allow both of them to go through with this entire process, it's just, like, Aerie is technically back, but, if you've ever seen, like, the Mandela catalog and how the faces and everything move there, I want it to be like that, where something is just a little bit off with, like, the facial animations. Maybe it could be, like, the corners of the mouth don't move properly when she speaks, or maybe the eyes are just a little bit too wide, stuff like that. I love Uncanny Valley horror. I think it's super fun to play around with. Just to, like, reference, like, what I would have in my head, just to how that would look, how that would play out, I am going to pull up a clip from Mandela Catalog. I don't know what episode it was. I think it was Volume 4. I'm fairly certain it was Volume 4. Volume 4 was... man, that was so long ago, but it was so good. There's this horrifying part in the, oh yeah, here it is. So, like, we all know what, like, a person looks like when they speak, right? I'm gonna mute this. I guess jump scare coming up in a few seconds. But... oh, hang on. I'm not even, like, on the right screen. There we go. So this is the real actor, right? This is the real actor looking up at the alternate that steals his face. Like, this is how I imagine, like, the false sort of revived Aerie, or I guess Marigold, to, like, move and act and talk. Like, it's so viscerally wrong. I love how this is animated so much. Just, like, the eye rolling back and forth. The muscles in the face just not working correctly. It's so good. And, like, the way it's too smooth, like, the way the smile comes up. I would love if I could, like, convey that in, like, a 2D sense, but my style is just way too cartoony for that. But that's what that would have been. And that is also not the canon ending, so, I will not be, you know, drawing that or animating it in the first place. But that's always what I imagined, but I do think, like, a lot of that Uncanny Valley stuff would be really fun to, like, play around with in D&D. We'll see what happens with this one. I think I'm gonna make it a level 3 one-shot. I think for holiday stuff, it's always fun to, like, mess around with subclasses and stuff. I think I'll, like, have it on, like, a flyer or something. Like, hey, this is for level 3. If you are new to D&D, be aware. Man, the last time I ran a Halloween one-shot, that was tough. It is very neat, thank you. I should have, like, planned and not, like, balanced everything to level 5, but it worked out, at least. It was just, oh boy. I mean, the way I balance my games, it's not like I'm gonna, it's not like I'm actively trying to kill my players. I wouldn't do that. I do like to challenge them, though, is the one thing. The pirate one-shot I wrote, I built my own, monsters for that encounter. They were called darts. They were sort of these aquatic reptiles that lived out in the middle of the ocean. And they were both, like, terrestrial and, aquatic, which was really cool. But the cool thing about them was that, they could camouflage, so they could turn invisible, and then they could also, they also had, like, a very, like, venomous bite, if I remember correctly. It was either a bite or a stinger, it was one of the two. And, it was fun playing with the, invisibility and the poison, because, like, my players were like, oh no! I was like, oh yes! Very fun. But yeah, I love... This is why I like turn-based combat. I think it's very, like... well, let me put it this way. Turn-based combat is only fun in, like, very specific instances. I think... for example, I think single-player Pokemon can be a little bit, like, too repetitive sometimes, especially against, like, the regular NPCs. But when you're going up against, like, really, like, good AI, or you're going up against really good players in competitive Pokemon, for example, it's really fun. Like, turn-based combat like that is actually, like, really fun. And Baldur's Gate 3 is another, like, great example, I think. I think that was some of the best, like... That game really forced me to, like, think of, like, some strategies to get out of, like, the stupidest of situations. Which is exactly, like, what I try to do with my D&D, combat encounters now. It's like, how can I get my players to think about this combat a little bit more, other than just stab the bad guy, right? One of the ones where I wrote about another cult, this one was based off of Hotel California, so that was just a fun, cheeky little reference all the way around. That one, it was like, okay, well, you need to, you have X amount of turns, because this guy is just gonna keep stabbing the guy at the altar, and you gotta figure out how you're gonna get him out of there. Which is also fun. I had another combat encounter in a wizard's tower that was built like a puzzle room, because that was his security system, and it was just gonna keep spawning infinite, like, flying books that were just gonna keep ramming into the players until they turned off all of the candelabras. But of course they didn't know to turn off the candelabras, because the poor wizard who was trying to, like, help them out, he's on the intercom, but he keeps, like, getting cut off, which was a really, like, fun thing to, like, play around with. But yeah, it's fun. I think turn-based combat is really fun when your goal isn't just kill the people in front of you. I think it makes it very, very interesting. One of my favorite encounters in Baldur's Gate is the one where you gotta defend the portal for Halsin. Ah, man, that one was so good. Also because that was I play... Like, Druid gets access to a lot of AoE spells, and it's so good. Finally, I catch a curse stream. Oh, like in Undertale, yeah, exactly. Like in Undertale, it's well, I guess if you're going pacifist, it's not the thing. Like, you gotta go through the dialogue and everything. But yeah. Also, yeah. Sorry, James. Things keep coming up on stream days, and I just don't know how to handle it. I think things might settle down now, though, hopefully, and yeah. Also, there won't be stream tomorrow. But that was already like planned from like the schedule that I posted earlier this week that I had to change because of yesterday. There won't be stream tomorrow because that's alright. Just glad to have caught one. Yippee! Um, streams stream won't be tomorrow because I will be vending at the art walk again. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to make sure. Speaking of, I need to wake up early like tomorrow so I can like run around and get everything ready. I need to buy a folding table. I need to print the stuff that Johnny wanted to sell. I needed to I need to like get all of my stock organized and I need to get everything packed and ready to go. It's gonna be a little last minute, but I'm hoping to leave the house at 2. You're finally gonna start a stream yourself? Oh, you're gonna start streaming? Oh, hell yeah. I hope I'm like interpreting that right. Well, let me give you a follow so hopefully I theoretically get notified. Hopefully. Well, that's great to see, James. We love to see it. Okay, so that's just gonna have to come out like that. But yes, that's why I have a band. Wait, what? Well, till I finish Silksong. Oh, nice. Oh man, that's right. Silksong comes out. Wait, can I get that right now? You know what? It's probably not best to not like test the internet and be like, hey, let me stream and download something at the same time. I will do that probably tomorrow night when I get home, or maybe even like in the morning. I bet I have time for that. But yeah. Let's see. What other funny things can I talk about? It's out in 8 hours from now. Oh man. Oh boy. Man, I just know the Steam servers are not gonna have a good day tomorrow. It's gonna be so funny. Man, I'm kind of hungry actually. I had chicken nuggets from McDonald's shortly before stream started, but I'm like kind of getting hungry again. Usually though, I think lately, like when I start getting hungry at night, it's like, okay, time to go to bed. I have a funny thing to talk about. Oh, I love funny things to talk about. Do lay it down on me. If you talk about a funny thing, I will also talk about a funny thing. I think that is a pretty good deal. This down, but then what I want to do is well, it's funny, depressing, but yeah, so you know the worm question? Oh sweet Jesus. I don't like how that's phrased. I'm not familiar with the worm question. I'm sorry if I made it sound like I was for a moment. I'm not, but I am scared now. Do ask the worm question though. I am morbidly curious, as I often get on stream. Okay, pretend I'm your partner. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so that was the question. Okay, never mind. My dumb, stupid, idiot brain thought that was gonna go in a worse direction. But the answer is yes. I would still love you if you were a worm. Yeah, I knew you knew about it. There we go. Okay, I got worried for a moment there. I thought it was gonna be something Pinar related, and I got scared. Anyways, go on. Is this... God damn it, Lamau. I mean it from, like, a purely, like... You are a viewer on my Twitch, and you are a regular here, and we do share very silly stories about what happens in our personal lives. So, in a sense, online friend, platonic, yes. I made a wrong phrase here. Lamau. Let's see, erase that. There's a little bit there that needs to be cleaned up. Up, and there we go, and we're almost done inking page 1. Well, it's supposed to be, would you still love me? I mean, yeah, I get that's the point. But it's a lot funnier asking, like, would you still love me if I was a worm? Is this what I should ask my coworker? Oh shoot, I didn't put that on a different layer. I'm stupid. I didn't even put the straight line tool on. Oh my god. It's over, guys. So anyways, the point of the question is between the partners, somehow the worm is equated to having a terminal illness. Is that really the meaning of that question? I think you would be based for it. Maybe a few months. I forgot to make another layer. Are you kidding me? Maybe a few months down the line, I'll like jokingly ask that. Yeah, I have never heard it like that before. That is crazy. That's like, that's gonna be some like, that's gonna be some lore to explain to like my friends. Like, guys, did you know? Oh my god, but we haven't gotten to the story bit just yet. We've only gotten to the question. Brother, I had a conversation with someone about this. Oh Jesus. I hope someone that you love is not dying. I hope that is not the case. Because that is an awful position to be put in. I am scared. I am worried. Nah, it's goofier than that. Oh, thank God. We do love silly Goofy in this house. Had me so scared for a moment there. I told them that I thought this was like the beginning of the end with my ex when I asked this, and I said I would mourn and eventually try to move on. Oh boy. So, like, if I'm reading this right, then, if I'm reading this right, your ex had asked, would you still love me if I was a worm? And you gave that answer, and it, by the tone, I'm assuming that this was like this wasn't very well received. My ex freaked out when I answered this, so I thought it was a goofy topic to talk about. Jesus. I mean, I guess with that context, yeah, I would freak out a little bit too. Just like, oh my god, is someone dying? Not gonna lie, I wasn't given the context. Oh my god. That's funny. That is hilarious. Well, Abiba already heard this about, the same goddamn person I've been crushing on for... Oh my god, how long has it been? I need a calendar. No, I don't need a calendar. They started working there in March, which would be when I met them, and it is now September. So this has been going on for 6 months, and that is awful. Why did I have to, like, throw myself into the slow burn fanfic category? Anyways, I guess it's my turn to once again share the silly goofy thing. So, a while back, they mentioned one of their favorite bands. And typically I don't take music recommendations from other people because a lot of the times, the people I hang out with, like, I just listen to, like, very different music, I think. And that's okay, right? You know, like, we don't all need to listen to, like, the same music to get along. That's perfectly fine, right? Oh, sure, I haven't finished, so I'll just continue out. Oh my god, no, go ahead and finish because Biba has heard this already. I think. I have, but it's still a good story. No, go on, James. Go on, James. The VODers don't need to listen to this twice. I don't think I have VODers. So this person I was talking about suddenly freaked out on me. I'm not gonna lie, her, I did not know the answer to this till a few moments ago when I talked to another friend about it. Oh my god. And the thing is, I had good vibes with this person, alright? I'm like writing this down like, and like scribbling down on like this little like, pretend book right here. Somehow the wrong answer to the question made them suddenly hate me. Oh boy. Oh no. That is very unfortunate. I tried to explain that, I mean, being turned into a literal worm was practically the same as dying. I mean, you're not wrong. But, you know, I can... I guess they were expecting a very different answer, huh? I think that's pretty logical. They told me whatever helps you sleep at night. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's very, like, passive-aggressive right there. I'm not gonna lie, James, you might have dodged a bullet with this one, because, like, sometimes... If you ask me, a little bit of a red flag to freak out at an answer like that. Like, it's a very playful question, and then, like, the answer, if it is, like, very, like, you know, this is, like, the original intent of the question, and that's what you were trying to convey, I think, you know, I think that's a little bit of, like, a too much of a freak out, I think. For context, Kurd, they know my ex cheated on me, which is why we officially split. Oh, Jesus. Yeesh. Oh, yeah, that big red flag energy, then. Yeah, that's awful. I'm so sorry. What a shitty... That's a shitty thing to do. I don't get people who cheat. Just, yeah, so the whiplash of her answer, just, yeah, that's insane. I agree, knife emotes in chat. I don't get cheaters. Like, I really don't. Cause it's like, I feel like basic communication fixes so many goddamn things, you know? It's like, why would you... Like, yeah, if you break up with a person, obviously they're going to be, like, upset about it. But I think they'd be even... People are always, almost always, more upset to learn that the person, that they're with has been, like, seeing someone else behind their back. Like, that's awful. Like, again, basic communication fixes everything. Hey, I feel like we're kind of, like, missing something in in our relationship. Do you think maybe we should try, like, an open relationship? No? Okay, well, I think I'm just not feeling it anymore then. I think it's best if we cut things off now. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, if I'm starting to feel a certain way, it's like, I'm gonna cut things off, because it's like, it's just not worth it. Like, I know I am friends with several people in polyam and open relationships as well, and the core of healthy communication is with all parties involved. Yeah, it is really simple. Exactly, so it's like, why can't you people just... I think that's what would piss me off. That's what, like, pisses me off the most. Is like, why can't you just, like, talk like an adult? Just... It's so stupid. I have technically been cheated on before, but that was, like, in high school. And, like, I only found out about it, like, into my second semester of college, and I was like, oh. I'd be more upset that this was years ago, so I don't know if I should care. I will say, in spite of all of that, I do believe, I don't like that saying, like, once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's a little mean. I think, if they're like a really young person, like, say, a teenager, for example, like, kids are gonna do stupid things, you know? Adults, though? Like, okay, maybe. High key shout out to the people in healthy thruples who have talked out and made things work with multiple relationships. The real goats, absolutely. I think one of the only things that is stopping me from, like, being in a polyam like that is I'm a little scared of STDs. That is really the only thing, and I know there's workarounds around it, but it's just like, for me, I would be paranoid. But more power to the people who manage those things, because that is impressive, and I think that is admirable that they make that. Like, it's already complicated being in a relationship with, like, one person. Like, what do you mean people actually manage it with two? That's insane. But yeah, I'm so sorry to hear it, James. Hope your ex eats some real shit real soon, because that is awful. But yeah, so one of the people I was cross-referencing with explained to me a perspective that they thought may have been what this first person thought because of her reaction. This friend told me that when I said I would mourn and eventually move on, was basically equated to me saying I'm leaving my partner when she becomes terminally ill. Yeah. Well, let me put it this way, too. I think... I think it depends on the person, to be fair. If somebody left me when I was terminally ill, I'd probably be upset, but give me, like, a few days and I'd probably be like, yeah, no, that's fair. I don't think that person would deserve the grief. That might also just be, like, a horrible reflection on how much I actually value myself. But I can see that. I can see that being, like, something there. I still think it's kind of a stupid reaction, because, like, especially when, like, you know, like, she was cheating on you. So it's like, why are you even upset? You were probably, like, 1 foot out the door already. So that's kind of what I don't get. I don't know, shit's rush. Kerker, they're basically equating worms to terminally ill people. Yeah, also that, I just realized which is my issue with it. Yeah, no, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. Cause like let's say somebody did get turned into a worm, you can still care for the worm. You can still, you can still like absolutely like, you know, maybe it'd be a little weird to have like a relationship like that, but you know. I do have a funny story of a high school breakup, which I can promise has nothing to do with worms or the terminally ill. You know what? You know what? That's probably that's a great thing to hear about a breakup. Honestly, that it didn't have anything to do with worms or the terminally ill. That's a win in my book. But yeah, if you want to lay it down, Viva, do go ahead. Still, though, equating worms to terminally ill people, that has to be one of the wildest statements I think I have ever heard. I should save. I haven't saved this in a hot minute. Let's see. I'm so glad that this panel ended up being like fairly simple because I'm literally just hiding this one guy's body under a sheet. Out of context, that actually sounds horrible. I just realized. Hold on, I think I missed the timeline. So my ex asked that later on. Then later cheated on me. I'm saying this person I was talking to knew my ex cheated on me and still reacted the way I did when I told her how I answered the worm question when my ex asked me. The stage is yours. I mean, that's wild though. Just like you hear that and it's like, wow, I'm gonna start cheating on this person because they would leave me when I'm terminally ill. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction. I think there's a lot of people who wouldn't know what to do when their partner is terminally ill like that. And some people probably even just like can't cope, and I can't hold that against them because I think that is a tough position to be in, even if, like, especially if they're like really young. Oops, I meant to do that. And it's not like I'd leave my partner if my partner's terminally ill. I just didn't equate turning a worm with becoming terminally ill, which is the stupid part. Yeah, that's also true. Because a lot of people, yeah, like, I didn't even know, like, the full context of that. So I feel like that's, like, crazy. Like, it's like getting upset when somebody doesn't know, like, this very niche thing in a fandom that you're both a part of. Like, that's what that sounds like to me. So, like, hi Q James, I'm gonna say it, you dodged a bullet, and may your ex, eat shit in the near future. Actually, I'm gonna go 15 on this. Oh no, what happened with my ex was 3 years ago. I just still find crazy stories I had with her entertaining enough to tell. Oh, I see. I see. I really sounded like it was a recent thing, but maybe that's my bad. Yeah. Do I have any funny breakup stories? Not really. Most of them are, well, really the only funny breakup story, if you can call it that, was the stalker. The guy who wrote that book. the infamous, I'm not gonna say the name of the book because God forbid, I give that book any more attention than I already have. But man. That is probably, like, the only one that I, like, realistically have. The recent thing was me talking to this person. Yeah, I remember the person. You weren't even with the book guy. I was faking it for, like, the last week of high school, and I was like, okay, we are never talking to this person again. I will say that if you want Kurt, I would be up to sharing, like, how I did last time on stream if you want. If you would want company, but that is your call / genuine. Yeah, I would be down for a funny little call. I think that would be very silly. Low-key, we might end like 30 minutes early just cause I should have prepared for Art Walk a little bit more, but I didn't. And I will be suffering the consequences of my own actions. Biba, whenever you are ready, go ahead and do the thing. And if you got 5 minutes, I'm going to use those 5 minutes to retell the story that I talked about earlier to James. So, my coworker, they had told me about their favorite band a while ago. I knew they liked this band for a little while now, and the thing is that I wasn't planning on listening to this group because, I was planning on listening to this group because, you know, me and my friends, we listened to, like, very, like, different kinds of music, and I figured this was gonna be, like, a very, like, similar instance of, like, well, maybe they'll say I like it, but I won't actually like it. Which happens a lot, and I don't mind, right? Because, you know, I don't need all of my friends to, like, have the same music tastes as me. So, I wasn't planning on listening to it, but one day, I listened to music on YouTube just because I like choosing songs on YouTube like that, and lo and behold, the band shows up in the recommended thing, and I'm like, it's like one of their songs, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not, right? I really have the same music taste with my friends. Exactly, like, it's people just have, like, very different music tastes, and I think that's fun. But, it turns, so I listened to the song, and, like, actually, it is genuinely a sound that I would absolutely, like, get way more into, provided I had, like, the attention span to remember to do that. So I listened to that song, listened to, like, a few more songs, and then proceeded to get distracted by this other band that I found. But, you know, it's not like, oh, I wanted to say something at some point to my friend, 'cause, I knew they liked it, it's just I wasn't sure how to bring it up, 'cause like, in my head, I was, like, I guess I just kept thinking, like, oh man, like, would that be weird if I just, like, told them I started listening to this? It was basically a lot of overthinking, and we're gonna throw in some extra tidbits in here that Biba might not have heard. Relatable. Good to know I'm not the only one who overthinks these very, very simple scenarios. It's kind of, it had gotten to the point where I was kind of, like, avoiding those songs in my Spotify playlist whenever they were in my car. Just like, let me not just, girl, I'm the lord of overthinking. Hey, you and me both. It was to the point where I was like, let me not have these songs play in my car, because I'm not ready to confront, like, this band, being with the rest of the music that I listen to. So, like, I would put on a shuffle, and then I would look at the queue, and I would be like, we're hiding this, we're putting it all the way at the bottom, because we're not gonna be out long enough for this playlist to, like, reach that song, right? So that's what I would do. So, finally, last Thursday, we were all hanging out at the mall, but we ended up going in 2 cars, because Johnny was just meeting us there, because, like his class had like ended and stuff, and so lo and behold, it ends up just being me and them in my car, and I'm like, okay. um, I don't want to put on a new shuffle because I don't want to like. I don't want to risk that song coming on. And we start playing. I just put on the Black Parade album from MCR. It's like that's like simple enough. That's like they know I like MCR, right? So we're talking about like music and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, if you want to put on that band you like, we can do that like on the way back home, because we were going somewhere else because our other friend wanted to eat something else. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we put that on. It is a pretty good album. I have been liking it a lot. But they still don't know that I had like heard like some other songs before. So I'm just going to run and pretend that this was the first time I had heard that band. We're gonna go with that. I think eventually I would let them know, but internet dying on me. RIP. I don't know how much of that story you heard then. But, I think if you do end up being a thing, I'll probably, like, tell them, like, okay, actually, like, listen to this band before you showed me. Wait, what happened? Okay, what was the last thing you heard? Biba, I'm so sorry if you happen to be, like, waiting on call. I am, like... saying, like, the very silly stuff. The very silly happenings. Last bit I heard was... okay, so we were in 2 cars. And I ended up just putting the Black Parade album on. Because I was like, okay, well, this guarantees that I don't accidentally, like... have this, like... have, like, one of that other band's songs play. Because, you know, I still wasn't sure how to approach it. I think what made it, like, especially worse, we were at this one store in the mall. They had, like, records, like, vinyls, and they were looking to see if this band, or if the store had any, like, vinyls from this band. They didn't, but it's just like, oh man, they really like this band. I'm gonna be absolutely cooked if, like, I'm not gonna know what to say at all if they know that I listen to this other stuff. So I put on the Black Parade, right? And I tell them, we were talking about music, and I'm like, yeah, if you want to play music from that band you like on the way back home, I'm like down to like listen to that, right? So that's what we did. I do like the album that they showed me, because they said it was their favorite album from the band. I do like it a lot. Very, very fun music. But I'm at the point where it's like, well, I'm just gonna have to pretend that this is the first time that I heard the band. And we're just gonna run with that. I feel like if we do ever end up being a thing, I'll probably tell them. But for now, I'm just gonna, like, keep my mouth shut and just not say anything. Just like, yeah, this is, like, wow, this new band has a really great sound. I've listened to, like, 4 of their songs, like, prior. Oh, man. But, yeah. And then, the other night, you're like, damn, who's this? I was like, oh man, how did I say it? It was something to the effect of like, oh yeah, that band you you really like that band, huh? If you want, you can put on this you can put their music on, like you can connect your phone to my car, and they're like, oh well, you know, it'd be easier if we just like played it on your phone. I'm like, yeah, you're right there, and I'm just like I love overthinking things, can you tell? It makes life so easy. It makes life so silly, and
goofy. I will say, a few nights ago, I thought, oh, you know, it'd be cool if I learned like some bass, like the bass line to some of these songs. One of the songs on the album has a really cool bass opening. This is like kind of like on a tangent already. And I was like, okay, perfect. We'll just look at the bass tabs to this. I go to YouTube. The bass it's not something we can really control. Yeah, you're right there. It could be a little bit more under control, is what I'm saying. So I go onto YouTube, try to look up tabs for the song. I get guitar covers. I think I might have been. No, I saw Biba's message. I'm just gonna like finish this last thought, and then I will put Biba on the mic. Yeah, sorry, Biba. I didn't think this was gonna take that long. So I couldn't find any bass tabs on YouTube. No worries, it's a fun story. So I thought, okay, well, it's not on YouTube. Surely Safari has them, because usually if I can't find it on one platform, I'll find it on another. And I'm like, oh, hey, here's some tabs, right? I open the tabs, and let me just preface this by saying there are 6-string basses. 6-string basses exist, and I don't know a lot about this band. So, I see the tabs, and I'm like, oh, this song uses a 6-string bass and a funky tuning? That's interesting. Well, I guess we'll just give a little peek then. And I keep going down the tabs. It didn't take me... I got about, like, 10 measures in, and then I realized, oh, these are guitar tabs. This is not for bass. So I go back to the Google search, because I was like, I swear that, the result title said bass tabs. Lo and behold, it did not. I just saw the word tabs and went, like, okay, good enough for me. They were guitar tabs, which is why they were 6 strings and in a different tuning. And I was like, okay, well, does the other website have anything? Spoiler alert, they don't. I was just like, I don't understand. Like, okay, like, this isn't like a particularly underground band from what I can tell. The YouTube channel, from what I remember, has over 1.1 million subs, I think. They have a good handful of listeners on Spotify. And once again, it's a good bass intro, right? So it's like you would think someone in this goddamned community would have been like, oh, hey, let me just listen to that real quick. And like transcribe it to like tabs. Right? Nobody did that. And it's like, okay, well, maybe the song's just like a little bit complicated. I mean, that hasn't stopped a lot of musicians before. And also, the guitar part is really similar to the bass line. It's something you translate, though, right? I personally translate a lot of songs to ukulele. Yes, I do have a really good ear for that. But here's the funny thing. I'm still not great at hearing, like, bass notes, so to say, because it's a trade secret, imagine. I'm not great at hearing bass notes just yet. Like, I can kind of do it if it's, like, high enough on the bass clef staff. I don't know how else to describe it. But if it's, like, really low, it's gonna be like, okay, I'm not exactly sure what I'm listening for here. I'm not great at that yet. Working on it. And then also, the melody itself is comprised of 16th notes, which, if you know music theory, they're played in pretty fast succession from each other, which doesn't leave a lot of time to actually sit there and hear the note. And I don't have perfect pitch, I think. So, yes, I could, but oh boy, it's gonna be a bitch to do that. I got the first 3 notes, I think. You know, let me send the song on Discord. Or I guess in chat just works too. So you guys can hear what I'm talking about. Like, it is not easy. It's time to get Papa Kerr to translate. Can you at least call me Lola Kerr? Or Tita Kerr? One of the two. I think I'd be very happy with one of those. I think I'd I'd also be happy with Lola Kerr. That'd be funny. Right, I was pulling up the thing. Here it is. This song is 11 years old. You'd think somebody would have transcribed the goddamn stupid... I meant your actual father, your actual dad, because he didn't heed tune. Oh, Papa Kuro, yeah. I'll never use the one. Yeah, he did do that. It wasn't exact yet, but it was insanely close. Papa is in Philippines, so, mourning, Lolo, because Lolo passed away 2 weeks ago. And, were you there for the eulogy story? I think Biba was there, but I'd hate to keep Biba waiting. But yeah, if you watch that video, that bass line goes by really fast. It is not easy to hear all of those notes. Anyways, Biba, if you do want to start the call, go right on ahead. I was not in the basic gist of it as to not keep Biba waiting. My dad's not particularly good with, words, and English is his second language. So he finds a bunch of eulogies on the internet and pulls out his favorite sentences. And he's like, oh, hang on. And he's like, Johnny, can you write a eulogy for me using these sentences? Just change it up a little so it's like more original. Okay, I'll just ask for it the next stream. Lamau. Yeah. So my dad basically had Johnny write his eulogy for him. Johnny was like, I'm Dad's version of ChatGPT. And I'm just like, this man is so interesting. But yeah, all of that aside, yeah, maybe my dad would, no, I don't know if my dad would be able to hear all those notes. It is tough. Oh, welcome back, Biba. If you want to go ahead and start that call, I am ready for that. Alright, there you are. Let me turn down the music so we can hear you a little better, and I'm going to see if I can put your user volume up a bit more too.
No.
Just get that all the way up to 200%. There we go.
Nice. Okay. So, I promised my silly high school breakup story.
Yes.
So let me leave at that before we go on diatribes of like world building or something.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So, I need to state, this is back in high school,
Right.
and I will give myself a little bit of a credit. I have a very, very good track record of ending up staying very good friends with my exes.
Okay.
Like, pretty effectively 90% of the people who I've dated, even if they dump me, are still people I talk to on the reg.
Right.
So, uh, this person and I are now chill. Uh, I only tell the story nowadays because it's funny, not because I'm mad. You know.
Right.
Uh,
Biba is actually louder than your fan. Oh, thank God, because that fan is so loud. Also, hello, Marco. Lovely to have you here.
Hello. But yes, so as I was getting to, the person and I met through our high school theater program. So we were doing various shows together, and our teacher picked up that we were dating, and so put us as the lead couple for the next play.
Hey.
This is a horrible idea.
Oh, barely louder than your fan is what I said. Oh, I see. I can't turn up the thing anymore. I can turn up the desktop audio. That might help.
Maybe, yeah, because the desktop audio, even during South Park, was kind of quiet.
Okay. Well, to be fair, the South Park stuff I was also avoiding copyright because it was playing after.
No, it was smart. It was smart to be quiet, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, go on. Your theater teacher put you guys as the lead couple in the next show, yeah?
Yes, yeah. So we were doing pretty well there. The part wasn't hard. We were both having a good time with it. And beforehand, the person asked me if they could go to their school, because we were going to different schools, but our school, I went to a school that shared a theater program with other schools.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. So she asked me if she could go to her school's Valentine's Day dance with a friend. And I was like, what the heck? Yeah, totally, dude. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Just because we're seeing each other doesn't mean you shouldn't, like, I'm not so jealous as to be upset about who you go to your high school dances with, dude. I don't give a shit, you know?
Yeah.
If you want to hang out with your friend that night, go hang out with your friend. Totally.
I'm worried.
Apparently this was the wrong answer.
Ouch. That's such a green flag answer, though. What the hell?
Well, thank you. But yeah, no. But genuinely, my response was like, yeah, totally. I don't give a shit. Go for it, you know? Also in part because I didn't want to have to pay for another high school dance, but I didn't say that part out loud.
Mood.
But effectively, I later learned this person was a high schooler. We were both high schoolers, so
Yeah.
like, I don't fault them, you know.
Yeah, no.
But at the time, their thought was like, oh, this person didn't fight for me.
Oh, man.
To which I was like, dude, you know? Dude, you said you wanted to go with a homie. I wasn't gonna stop you.
Like,
It sounds
what do
like
you
you're gonna have a fun time with a friend.
Exactly. It's like, what did you want me to say?
If anything, in retrospect, maybe they had said, like with a guy from my school, but I still would have been like, yeah, totally, going out with your friend.
It's like, no, I 100% agree because it's like you should never like be afraid of having like friendships with like the opposite gender if you are in a relationship like
no,
that.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It's arguably worse if your partner. It is worse if your
Yeah.
partner wants you to not have that. That sucks. But anyway, the reason we broke up is honestly way less interesting.
Oh boy.
They had to try and break up with me And at the time, really, the only ways we were able to hang out these these rehearsals.
Right.
So this poor girl tried really hard
Oh,
to
no.
dump me between scenes.
Oh boy.
So scene would be called to cut, and then she would try and lead into the breakup talk.
Ouch. Did
I
you
need
s-
to remind you. I need to remind you. Every time the teacher would say action, we'd have to go back to playing the lead couple of this play.
Did you at least like feel the breakup talk coming, or was it like?
Oh no, I could tell where they were going. But it was agonizing because it would be
Oy.
interrupted every 30 seconds by having to pretend to be in love, like having to act
Oh,
being
that's
deeply in love with
brutal.
this person. It was so funny.
That's
You could tell
so
that neither of us were having a good time. Ne- like I was, of course, upset being dumped with, but every like 30 seconds they'd say, "Okay, action," and I'd have to like shake all
Oh
of the
my
emotions
god.
off and go right back into the scene.
Awful. I could not. I'd be like, teach, not today.
Uh, I my theater director after everything was like, "Hey, you seem kind of off today." It was that I explained the situation, and she was like,
Oh my.
"Oh, oh no."
I would have, bro. I would have explained that like right away. Like, hey, I don't think we should be doing this today.
I literally could. It was not a private rehearsal. It was with the entire
Oy.
cast right there.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So I could not just stop the director. There were other people. It was a whole thing.
The
And again,
chat is
hmm?
like going crazy right now. Like, if you want to respond to those.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, let's go to here. I know what does this she learn I we were both theater kids, so like we were also both theater kids during peak like Heather's Be More Chill Hamilton era. So like we were theater kids back when it was an ego thing to be a theater kid. So there was a big flair for dramatics on all parties. I will 100% admit. Uh, yeah. I at the time, again, this person and I are cool now. Uh, and it's fine. It's fine that I tell this story because she has an even worse one on me,
Oh,
and I'm fully willing to out myself on it because it's the funniest known to man. um, so before we broke up, I went to her birthday party at her
oh
house.
no.
It was just a private hangout with some friends, and you could see what a person who was dating someone on their birthday would probably want to do alone with their partner on their birthday. You can
Yeah.
imagine. You can imagine.
Yeah.
Um, however, there's an issue.
Right.
Her mom is upstairs,
Oop.
and upstairs is where her bedroom is.
Oop.
Um, so she decides that the safest, most private place is the bathroom. I promise it's not weird. I promise the funny part's coming.
Okay.
So imagine me, high school guy, certified idiot,
Certified idiot.
um,
Oh man.
walking up to get some soda from the kitchen, right? Because the kitchen and the bathroom are connected. This is a small little house. The bathroom door opens, and I see my girlfriend at the time, and she stares at me, and without saying a word, she points into the bathroom and does the universal hand gesture for "come over here."
Right.
And I stare at her and tilt my head and pour my drink and go, "Do you need something?"
Right. As one
And
does.
she blinks, realizes I'm not getting the subtext. I see her get exasperated, wave harder, and wink at me, and I go, "You okay?" And at that point, she pulled me, and honestly, fair. But I have to live forever with the fact that my girlfriend was clearly coming on to me, and I just stared at her holding my little cup of soda and just going, "You
Unironically, that
okay?
would have been me too. I would have been like, oh, are you okay?
Is something wrong? Like you're gesturing me to come into the bathroom very discreetly. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Does something? Do we need to call someone?"
Autism core for real?
No, bestie, she wanted to make out with you. uh, I again, it is better when you remember we are like 5 feet apart from each other at most. Like, and I'm just standing there like an idiot, and I'm asking enough questions that other people in the living room might start noticing, which is why she had to fucking grab me.
Lamau.
uh, so yeah, you know, if she told me in retrospect that that contributed to my ass getting dumped, then maybe I'd honestly I'd kind of respect it because that was pretty stupid.
Honest. Is it bad that I have like similar stories?
Oh no, please.
My first ex, like my first actual real ex, um, before we started dating, I had told him like, yeah, I think like you're kind of cute. Maybe I've had like a small crush on you, right? Like around the time summer break started, and they were like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't really expecting anything to come out of it, so it's just like, haha, silly, right? And they're like, okay, so we kind of left it at that, but we did like talk a lot still. And then at some point, the semester just got a little busy. We didn't see each other again until like maybe a few more weeks into the semester. And finally, it comes up to this one game night. It was like a Smash Bros. Tournament. And I think he had invited me there. Can't relate, antisocial mood. I think it was something like he had invited me there, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna like do this. And he had told me when we started dating that this was the night that he wanted to confess, like, oh yeah, I've had like a little bit of a crush on you too. But the funniest thing is that there was another friend there that was with him. This guy would not leave us alone. So it was just like the three of us talking, me completely oblivious to what was supposed to be happening. And my friend at the time just there like this guy needs to leave right now. So finally he comes up with an idea like, oh, let's go for a walk. Let's go up the trail there. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, like that sounds fun. Little night hike, right? And then his friend goes, oh yeah, I'll come with you guys.
Oh my god.
By the time all of that was over, it was time for me to go home. And I was like, okay, I'll see you next time. And he was just like, yeah.
If I was the guy in that situation, that person would no longer be my like not because I told them we're no longer friends, because I strangled them in the woods.
Did the third wheel get punched? Unironically, I think he unironically actually stopped being friends with this guy.
Oh, that's amazing. Because here's the thing. There's two options, right?
Yeah.
Either he knew and was being an asshole, or he didn't know.
If I think back to the interaction, I'm like so certain that he didn't know.
That's so funny.
I will learn these cock blocking techniques. I will be the ultimate rage rager.
That is how to be a dead person. That is how to end up
Yeah.
Oh, that is how to end up
Or he
lost
knew
in
it was
those
just
woods.
because he had a crush on you too. I had never seen this guy until that night. I had never like met this guy before.
Oh,
So
it's
it's
so
like
funny.
I don't think it was that Marco.
That's so funny.
It gets funnier with this ex, trust me. So at some point, it's clear that my autistic ass is not taking any hints, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm gonna start sending the wholesome memes, you know? One of those.
Okay.
And
Oh
I'm like,
boy.
oh,
Alright.
the entire time. I'm like, oh, these are cute. That's funny. Yeah, that's really cute.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yeah, it is a funny meme, isn't it? Hey, is it okay if I like flirt with you and everything? And I'm like, yeah, I think friends flirt with each other. That's probably fine.
Oh my god.
It just
I
kept going. But at some point, I was like, you know what? Let me ask my other friend, and I was like, hey, did friends like flirt with each other, right? And she was like, and I'm like, cause like
well,
we flirt with each other, but we're just friends. And she was like, uh. I'm like, yeah, no, it's probably nothing. And like literally one time he called me cute to my face, and I was like, oh, thank you. It's just like the
oh,
entire time, just me being completely oblivious.
that's awesome. I'm so glad I'm not alone.
Dude, you're telling me. I told you about the girl in my biology class who literally asked me out to dinner, right?
Oh yeah.
It happens too much in my life. I can't. I fucking can't. I need a. Like, I'm sorry. You need to wear, like, a sign or a shirt or something that says, I am interested in you. Please.
Funny.
I'm so dense. I'm not gonna like her. I've been called cute enough times that I really don't know if it's still flirting or not. No, literally, that's what it is, right? Because like I will call my coworkers cute, because you know what they are. Both the girl that I hang out with and the one that I have a crush on. They're both very cute. So it's like I get it, and that's exactly why it's like I can't tell. I can't fucking tell.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. It's a shame I don't talk to this guy anymore. You have a crush on your coworker at Carl's Jr., and I'm not gonna tell you which one. Because unfortunately, this guy Marco does actually live in my area. He can visit me at my store, and I'm not gonna tell you which one it is.
I don't think of any other good stories.
Other good stories.
If I have anything nearly as funny, like I said, I don't end up having a lot of like ex-related tea, because the majority of the people who are my exes end up like being my friend.
Yeah.
You know. I have a voicemail from the person who dumped me in high school, the person I'm talking about, from like a couple years ago, and I still have it. And it's really funny, and it is a voicemail of her calling my ass and going, "Hey B, you idiot!" Like slash very affectionate, to be clear, like slash silly.
Yeah.
Hey B, you idiot! Wake the fuck up! You're late for Dungeons and Dragons. Because my dumbass took a nap, and I woke up late, and when I wake up, ran into the start of a session we were in together. Oh my god! And so she straight called me. I was like, "Hey, you dumbass! You slept.
So
through,
good.
you're starting to sleep through D&D, idiot!"
Lamau.
I want an alarm of "You're sleeping through D&D, idiot!" 'Cause it's really funny.
So good. No, we're
Oh.
not overtime. The 10 o'clock streams always end at 1 a.m. except for today, because I have stuff to do tomorrow in the morning. Once I run a D&D session, I have everything planned and I'm liking players. If I had time, I would, but I don't. I kind of literally only have time on, Mondays, but at this point, I I'm like so stupid busy with everything. It's kind of ridiculous. I will be trying to run a Halloween one-shot at the store, though.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think of segues or other funny things.
I could talk about, let's see.
Oh, between last session and now, between last time I hung out and stream and now, the first session of my Crooked Moon campaign happened.
Oh yeah, I missed it because we were at Carl's Jr. Hanging
No, you're
out with
fine.
Johnny.
No, you're totally fine. I'll put a link to the VOD in the server for people who want to watch.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It was a very good time. I think my players are great. I think I did a very good job. It's not very like it's not even an ego thing. I'm just like I think I did a good job.
Oh, yeah, for real.
You know.
As dungeon masters, I think we gotta learn to pat ourselves on the back more.
Yeah, I think I did a good job. I wrote an intro, like I wrote an opening, which was really fun. My players just locked their character dynamics in so quickly.
Oh, that's so
It's
good.
so fun. The chat is already making ships. It's great.
Oh, have a good rest of your day, James.
All right, good night.
Oh, my Marco, my friend is not local. He's completely different time zone from us. Sorry,
But
chat
yeah.
is also asking questions.
No, you're good. You're good. Who's very busy? One shot. I am not local, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would love to play though at some point. Like, I was in one of Kerr's one shots, but one that was in a Discord call. That was fun. No, that was
was
streamed. It was
fun,
good.
but man, it is like tough to run that kind of like these kinds of games online between time
Oh, for
zones and
sure. It was
everything.
very chaotic. It was very chaotic. But yes, I will send in the Discord server the stream. It was a good time. There's already ship art,
Let's go.
which I think that's a pure sign that I did a good job.
I think
Is
so
that people
too.
are already arguing about the romances.
No, that's
Arguing
absolutely
slash
great.
silly. My players are already feral about the romances. Actually,
Let's go.
One of-
that has to be one of the most fun parts about D&D.
oh yeah,
Character shipping.
Oh yeah, one of my players, with permission from the whole player base, to
Yeah.
be clear, like everyone agreed to this. There is a series of sketches of their PC kissing all of the other PCs.
Let's go. Oh, that's so
We're not
cute.
even sure if any of them are gonna be real, but like everyone's just excited. I'm so happy. The amount of art that's gonna come out of this campaign is gonna go crazy.
Dude, that's gonna be like the best thing to like look forward to.
Oh, my players are already going nuts. There's chapter illustrations in the works. There's like it's so nice. My players are so nice to me. Trying to think of anything else that was particularly interesting. Oh,
Oh boy.
I finished a campaign over the weekend. Pretty much finished. There's a couple sessions left, but it's mostly one last dungeon and wrap up. And the dungeon doesn't have a big bad evil guy anymore.
Nice.
But we beat the main conflict of the campaign last weekend. And we did it without rolling a single dice.
Oh, this is the one that you talked about last time, right?
it was the same campaign, but we did it again.
Oh my, you did it again.
Um, we beat our BBEG with the same setup. Well, not the
Oh my
same setup, but
God.
the same kind of with the same logic. We outthought the bad guy.
Lamau.
TLDR, we stole back the thing that they had taken from us, but we did it in such a way and set up a chain of events that made it look like we were actually another criminal organization in the setting, and just through our actions made it look like the big bad evil guys were being hunted down by every other crime syndicate in the city. And
Oh,
so we
that's so
got
good.
them and so we got them so stressed out. I promise if I went into the details it'd be like crazy complex, but also like I think it's wildly impressive. But we managed to beat the campaign and stop the big bad evil guys by just being clever, and
That's
I'm
so
very proud
good.
of that.
Oh man, that's great. I love that.
Yeah. Also, I fucking love. I think this is an air ganassi. Fucking love the air ganassi you're doing right now.
Oh yeah, this is I haven't. I don't think I've ever talked about this guy, because I think actually I never worked on him on stream. Hang on, let me just turn off all the layers so I can get the flats. Um. This was for one. This was one of the characters that I made for the one shot and everything. Also, Biba, Marco does have a question. Do you run online campaigns? I feel like the answer is yes.
Yeah. I pretty much exclusively run online at this point.
Yeah, it's so hard to do IRL.
Yeah.
Um,
If you
but
don't have like a solid setup like you all do.
yeah. Well, to be fair, I would be getting paid to run it, but you know what I mean.
I get you, I get you.
But so this is Pip Oxera. He is a little air genasi that I made as a character for one of my one shots. It was a winter one shot that was very much just about like it was a Mario Kart one shot. Basically, it was a race. It took place completely within initiative, and the goal for the players was just to like keep first place for like 10 rounds or something like that.
That's fun.
And let's see, how did I characterize him? He's like very quiet, very like awkward and nerdy, but like my favorite thing about him is that the rest of his party is just like loud and like very like extroverted and everything. So he always ends up just getting like dragged into like very stupid and silly things. So
Oh, the best.
obviously for the one shot, he gets dragged into this entire like race thing, and it's like, man, how did I end up here?
Yeah. Uh Poor guy. Oh, I'm so charmed by them.
He's very silly. I think that entire group is honestly very silly.
Yeah. The more I think about it, though, the more I think I just have like a fondness for Air Ganassi.
I don't blame you. Genasi as a whole just goes so hard.
They do.
They're probably some of my favorites to make. But I especially love well, he looks serious because he's studying for an exam. Do I wonder if I have like a thing of her in here. I probably don't. I have like two water genasis. One of them, her name is Ada. The other one is Andromeda. From completely separate things. But I love their designs so much because I love doing the water highlights in the hair. Yeah, I don't have it here, and that's old art already. But water genasi have to be one of my favorites to make, if not tieflings.
Also on Tiefs. I think mine are Chiefs and half elves, but I should splurge on Genasi more. It's funny because I'm like two of my friends' characters that I'm most normal about are both Air Ganassi, and I'm realizing Huh.
Dude, I
That's
just
just funny.
yeah. God. Speaking on D&D characters though, me and my friend were talking about the very silly things that our druids would do in our respective campaigns. Their druid did
Mhm.
like so many like silly things with like wild shape and druid craft. It was hilarious. Um
Oh, good.
But one of my favorite things that I've ever done as as a druid was there was a wall that we needed to climb, and my character at the beginning of this arc had bought a ring of spider climb. I think that's what it was called, and it was like, okay, well, I think what it was is that we couldn't just keep tossing the ring back, like back down to the other players. So it was like, okay, can I wear the ring and transform into a bear, and everyone just rides my back as we climb the wall at this point,
That's so funny.
which is so good. But it gets even better. My druid's name, her name is Aerie, and of course she has the bear wild shape, right? So this started in, I think, this joke started in the previous arc, I think. We called that arc the Snowblind arc.
Remember you talking about that last time?
Yeah. And I forget how I picked up this wild shape, but I had a bear, and
Mhm.
when we were playing on Discord, my cousin had the ability to change my nickname in Discord, and he would just change it so instead of Airy it said Barry. So that was funny, right? But then come around Arc 3, Curse of Apollyon, we're like doing some shopping in like a little like Pirate Cove area, right? Like a little like Pirate Cove tourist trap. And my cousin is like, okay, you're there, what do you buy? I buy a parrot. Okay, what do you name the parrot? Perry.
Amazing.
I'm laughing too hard about this.
Excellent.
And it was, I think he was about to give me psychic damage for it, and then he backpedals like, actually, if I make the berry joke, I have no say here. Just
Beautiful.
complete stupidity.
Excellent.
I also gotta love that both me and my friend, our D&D character, we both played druids. You gotta love that both our druids ended up being like the party pothead. My character, her background, because I didn't understand backgrounds at the time, was originally magical drug dealer. Because that was the funniest thing I could come up with, and I made Aerie when I was like 16.
Don't. Kerr, what would be funny?
I make another drug dealing druid.
Yes, that would actually be very funny. Oh man, you know who I was thinking about the other day, but
Yeah.
just completely didn't bring up because it passed my mind as quickly as it arrived. God, I was thinking about the Rivals with Benefits duo. They're so fucking funny.
Oh my god, I still need to get back on that. Writing is just so stupid difficult for me, and I can't say why.
No, you're so fine. You're so fine. I just saw their art while you were scrolling through, and I
Oh.
was like, damn, I
Yeah.
forgot. They're, oh,
I'm
God, they're stupid.
it's Rivals with Benefits just has to be one of the funniest combinations of words I have ever seen, and I refuse to let it die. I need this to be an official AO3 genre tag right now.
I need to think of there need to be examples in media. Okay, there's not an example of a specific duo of characters I can think of, but there's a moment, there's a scene, there's a gag. There's a gag that is just the encapsulation of Rivals with Benefits, and I love this joke so much to the point where I low-key will fit it, even if it's not... It's a joke I find so funny that I don't even care about the punchline so much as I just am happy the joke is there, you know? and it's the two characters are arguing, the tension builds, they just start shouting "fuck you" to each other.
Right.
There's a beat, and then the punchline can go a couple different ways. Either someone says the equivalent of like "my room 10 minutes," or it just cuts to the next morning, and they're in bed. But like, however you play that punchline is just peak comedy every time.
I have to agree. I think between the two, my personal favorite has to be cut to the next morning.
Yeah. Because like the moment it just cuts, you know what happened, and that's just it's so good. I I legitimately will try and make that joke fit in personal writing, you know?
Yeah.
even even when it like normally wouldn't. Just because it's funny, just because it's a really good joke.
It's such a it really is. I desperately need to what's it called? I desperately need to there's two characters in the comic, Elian and Marius. They're the two rogues of the party, so the fact that they're both rogues makes it even funnier.
That is great.
I should have written them like rivals with benefits. I should have, but they are gonna be like sort of enemies to lovers, and that's because I have unfortunate plans for Elian. As to be faithful to the original campaign that all of these characters are from.
Very fair, very fair. Also, we have a ask of rivals with benefits question mark. Okay. So to explain the trope concept to you first, because I'm not sure if you want to know the trope of the characters we're referring to specifically. The trope is much in the way of there's like enemies to lovers or friends with benefits. This is not that. We are specifically gunning for a duo of characters who don't hate each other. They're just inconvenienced by each other. Like, they're not kill on sight, but they're not friends.
It's
This
like,
is your like.
It's kind of like your I am simultaneously sickened and insanely turned on by your presence.
If you need to think of like good media examples, my instant thought is like, Batman, Catwoman.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
When Catwoman is being more of a criminal than in other medias, you know, because sometimes her level of criminality does bend. But there's that. Black Cat and Spider-Man is also pretty famous. Like, take that vibe, but make it a long-term character dynamic instead of like an on-again, off-again, and you have where we're going.
This whole dynamic this whole like dynamic genre started because I was talking about I played Baldur's Gate 3, and when I played Baldur's Gate 3, I played as my tiefling druid character Aerie. She ended up romancing Astarion, but the very specific way that I always like had them written in my head was like they were insanely like annoyed and frustrated at each other's presence because like both of their goals, especially in Act 1, are very different from each other's. So it gets to the tiefling party at the end of Act 1. What was the joke? How did I write out the joke in Discord when I was talking about it to my cousin? It was something to the effect of, like, okay then, if a party isn't your definition of fun, what is it then? And then I think I wrote something to the effect of, despite the fact that I find your presence to be annoying, I can't help but feel attracted to you. Do you want to have sex? It was that, and it was just that entire dynamic it was so funny to like write those stupid jokes in Discord. I need to find them. But yeah, the actual rivals with benefits characters are, there is Rolik, who is the tiefling, let me pull up the art. Let's do that.
don't remember what page it was on though. There it is.
I'll be there.
So this is Rolik. This is Biba's character. He's very cheeky.
Yeah.
Very silly, goofy guy. And this is a character that will be making an appearance in the comic for sure. This is Morgan Corvidra. And that is all I'm going to say about them for now. But yeah, they were a very, very silly duo. I need to like write this out a little bit more.
They're terrible to each other. It's so funny.
So good. I love to imagine like the guy being kissed as rivals with benefits is even better. It's just funny. As a heads up, Morgan is non-binary, so they do use they them pronouns.
They are atrocious to each other, and it's so funny.
It's so fucking funny. This, I will say, this entire like silly little like fanfic, collaborative writing kind of thing, is the entire reason why Morgan is going to be spared in the comic. Because I will say, I didn't have plans for them, but I guess now I do.
Yeah.
So that is going to be really funny to like write out. It is going to be very sad for the one person in the team that is going to cark it though. So unfortunate. But you know what? I think that makes it a little bit more tragic. That the team is just like scattered without their leader.
Exactly.
Oh, speaking of
Trying to think of
tieflings,
what-
I gotta. I'm real quick. I'm gonna step away so I can grab my phone and upload something to Google Photos so I can show this off on stream, because I'm really excited to be working on this, and I probably should have done this another time, separate from when I'm supposed to be working on my comic. But you know what? I've taken on multiple projects at the same time before. How bad could this be? Give me 2 seconds.
Even you.
No, not very big. Okay. Perfect. It was already uploaded to Google Photos. Thank you, Google,
Oh,
for
wonderful.
breaching my privacy once again for the sake of my convenience.
Yippee.
They're next to each other and they wake up in the morning and says, "How did this happen?"
That's so funny. I feel like you're developing a. I don't know what the best singer with that would be. I don't know.
Best singer is just like I feel like one of them, like they just both wake up, make eye contact with each other, and it's just like we are taking this to our graves, and they don't say anything.
Yeah.
After that.
See, Rollick's response to it depends. It depends. Because, like, Rollick in my head is the kind of person who will tease and bicker and bully until it's real, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, if anything he said made Morgan, like, genuinely very upset, he would back down.
Yeah.
But I think, assuming that they're in good spirits, I think Rollick's response upon seeing Morgan in his bed is, in fact, "Oh, I was that drunk last night. Okay. Oh, I was that desperate. Okay."
Take it to their grave, and it happens again the next time they meet. It gets worse.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely,
Of course.
that's how it works.
Yeah. There's a silent understanding. I don't know if you would agree that this is true with Morgan and Rollick, but I think it is. There is a silent understanding that if the two of them are working together on a case, they are going to bed together. There's nothing they can do to stop this fight.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how much they may hate that knowledge. Like, they will protest, they will complain, they will do everything in their power to act like they're not going to do it, but there's a silent understanding the moment they lock eyes and realize they're doing the same task, that this isn't ending any other way.
But that's literally the point of like rivals with benefits.
Yeah, it's like you have to fight about it. You have to bicker about it.
Yeah. Like,
The more you protest, the more fun it is.
exactly. Like, the whole point of this, too, is that it's not supposed to be, like, enemies to lovers. That's not the point. The point is that they don't like each other, but this still keeps happening.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like a morally reprehensible kind of dislike. It's like a you annoy me.
Yeah. Anyways, I need to show off the other funny thing that I've been working on.
Oh please.
I don't know how to sew. Yet here we are. I'm working on my Halloween costume because I love
Oh, that's
Halloween and no one will ever
exciting.
take that away from me. I'm born on October 29th.
Oh,
So
that's so fun.
I'm legally obligated to dress up every Halloween.
True, true.
So, we went to the thrift store a bit ago, me and Johnny, and, I put together these little I grabbed 4 shirts, the cream one, and then 3 green ones. I cut off the sleeves of one of them, turned them into bell sleeves, and then attached them to a leather strap, which, by the way, I don't know anything about leather work, and I am just making it up as I go. And hoping that it works out. And then I'm gonna take this shirt, I'm gonna cut off the sleeves as well so that it's more like a vest, and then I think I'm gonna see if I can get it, like, a little bit more fitted to my waist, but honestly I'm probably just gonna use, like, a belt for that or something. And then I need to figure out the bottom, because I only have the top right now figured out, and then over here it's really hard to see because it's, like, off camera, but I am gonna sculpt some horns. I'm gonna make them into, like, tree branches and everything, and then I have these green aventurine crystals. I'm gonna wrap them in wire, and then I'm gonna have them dangle off the branches as well, so I'm, like, really excited for that. Cottagecore is the only time I'm gonna be girly about it. So I'm excited for this costume. I don't know how I'm going to approach the bottom, because I think no matter what I do, it's just gonna be best if it has a skirt. But I'm probably gonna do, like, a belt skirt and probably only do, like, half, or, like, it's only gonna be, like, in the back kind of thing. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm so excited for Halloween. But yeah, let me continue.
Well, that's based.
Yeah. Continuing. I had to show that off because I'm like, I'm so I love Halloween.
No, hell yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like I've been a tiefling every year for Halloween for like 3 years straight. I think 2023, I'm pretty sure I did like tiefling cosplay. I worked Halloween Day on last year, but I just went as my Sona, which was funny. I had like these red stick-on gems like on my cheeks right here to sort of be the scales, and then I had the horns and I had the ears. I wore that to work, and everyone was just like, "Rejoice! The Carl's Jr. elf is back!" And I was like, "Just for today, though. I'm sorry."
That's so funny.
It was funny. Also, Marco, if you're falling asleep, do sleep. Do take care of yourself. Sleep is good and hard to come by, surprisingly.
So true, honestly. You only get to do it once a day usually, so.
Usually, I wish I should have taken a nap today, but it's arguably a good thing that I didn't. I do need to like go to bed early.
Yeah.
I think I messed up that outline there. Let me go back and fix that. I hope.
You know.
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna segue, so please.
Okay, God, I hope I get to run a D&D campaign for me and my friends, or not campaign, I should say, like one shot, because I think that'll be fun. They said they're getting back into it, or like kind of slowly working their way back into it. I'm like, let's go. It's gonna be so good. Alright. Yeah, you have a good night, Marco. Hopefully, you guys
Yeah.
do um do the whole online stuff.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Let's see. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish coloring this character in. And I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Because again, I do have to get up early to make sure I get everything organized for Art Walk. Because guess who didn't do that prior?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Uh, in that case, um, I will do a funny until you're done,
Oh boy,
since we're just kind of keeping ourselves entertained at this point.
basically.
Yeah. Uh, I have gotten a couple of new character arts since we last talked, slash since the OC chat really popped off in your server. And I want to show them to you and see how your reactions to them. 'Cause I
Heck
think that's
yeah.
fun. Let's see. I think I put this one in the server, but it's been a bit. So here's my Siren Boy.
Let's pull this up. Oh, that's so good. Dude, this artist is so good, and I've recognized the signature already. Oh man, that's great.
I love this. I love him. Playing a Siren Bard is a very fun concept.
I think the freaking I love the style of the eyelashes here too. That's so good.
He's so fun to play. In part because he is. I'm playing him as the kind of person who knows he's a siren, but also does not want to force autonomy off of people.
Yeah.
The best way of putting it is the way that Calio views his mind control bard magic, his siren song is, oh no, I can do it, but I only do it on people who want it.
Nice. Oh, that's such a fun way to play that.
Then I have my other tiefling boy, who is in no way inspired by any media property. I have no idea what you're talking about. What the fuck is an arcane?
Yeah, I wonder. It really doesn't look familiar to me at all, honestly. I have no idea what people could possibly be on about.
Never. He was a guest star for an old stream that the same host that I'm doing Hookah Moon on. But the first thing I ever did with them was be a guest star on their stream, which led to this, which is so cute. The Bedlam Crusade.
That's
They
adorable.
They are a masked vigilante couple.
That's so cute.
I love them. I'm obsessed with them. They. Ugh. Me and my friend need to talk about them more. It's been too long. Let's see. Is there anyone else interesting? Oh, I have a funny one. Hold on. Where are you? Where's Kira? There he is.
Oh my god, that's so good. Shifter, right?
Technically, yeah. He's
Technically.
mechanically. He's a lycanthrope. He's a werewolf boy.
That's so good.
He's a spirit. He's a circle of shepherds druid, which you wouldn't tell by the fit.
No, but druids who dress like this are so real, though.
He's a shepherd druid, and because of that, his spirit creatures are undead wolves.
Oh, that's sick.
So he is the head of his own pack that he summons when he uses his magic. Which led to a really fun scenario my friends and I were doing, where there was a one shot of sorts, where the story was that Kira was having night terrors, just bad dreams, and because of the bad dreams, he was literally sleep transforming.
Oh, jeez.
So he would summon this ghost pack and rush into towns and attack people
Oh,
asleep,
that is cool.
completely asleep. He was sleepwalking, but he was a werewolf sleepwalking. Um, and so the party's job was wake him up, but not kill him.
That is a
Um,
cool concept for a one shot.
yeah. I think the funniest response to that was okay. Explaining Aiko Hamada is a fucking disaster in and of itself. Um, just know that Aiko is one of my friend's characters, and I love her very much, and she's very cool. Her backstory is fucking nonsense. Um, I have to explain this. So Aiko Hamada, my dear friend Sosi Aiko, is in fact a Jujutsu Kaisen OC.
That's great. I love that.
Let me explain. Hear me out. My one friend is running the book Vecna Eve of Ruin.
Oh yeah.
Um, the this big 5e module where the party travels the multiverse to stop Vecna on other worlds that D&D's been set on. So like it goes to the Forgotten Realms, it goes to Eberron, it goes to Sigil, all these things, right?
Right, right.
And this DM for this run of Vecna Eve of Ruin titled their campaign I was revived to fight an undead demigod.
Yeah, that's an anime-ass title if I've ever heard one.
Well, you see, that's the joke.
Yeah.
The party, the other title for this is Isekai versus Vecna. The party are all characters from any other media property that were killed in their media and pulled in to the plot of Vecna Eve of Ruin.
Oh, that's so smart. That's actually so smart.
So here's the rules for building an Isekai versus Vecna OC. You cannot be playing a main named character from your respective franchise.
Understandable.
So you could play a Star Wars character, you cannot play Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Your character has to have died. This does not mean murdered. You can die of old age, you can die of natural causes,
Right,
you
right.
could have been murdered. You have to have never been seen in canon. Asterisk, you can never have been named in canon.
Jeez. This is great.
So, and from there, those are the rules. You could be as important as you want, so long as you have not interacted with the main characters in a meaningful enough way. Which has led to, I'll get to Aiko, but other members of this party are a sailor on the Grand Line before Luffy was born, so a One Piece character.
Right.
A Jedi who was killed during Order 66 in the Jedi Temple.
Right.
Um, you see the idea.
I get it, yeah.
Aiko is a Jujutsu Kaisen character who like went to the training school as the main protags, but was always in the background and then died during some big event that I don't know. I don't know Jujutsu Kaisen.
Me neither.
But long story short, you get the vibe. Point is, Aiko is the only character from that party where the player has said straight up, when the campaign is over, Aiko wants to stay in like the Forgotten Realms and just like exist in this multiverse. You know?
Right.
So Aiko was one of the characters in this one shot. And something Jujutsu Kaisen, their abilities with curses and management of curses is kind of their main bread and butter power. And so my friend goes, "Hey, we found out through the one shot that the sleepwalking and the bad dreams are like put on magically, like basically a curse."
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I can remove curses being a Jujutsu Kaisen character. That makes sense to me. I'm also a monk in Dungeons and Dragons. This is true. I would need to make contact in order to remove the curse. Okay. Can I kick the werewolf in the head so hard I cure them of their curse?
What? Is the
And I
kick
go-
really necessary?
They need to get in from long range. And I go, that's so funny. And so
Oh boy.
Kira was cured by Aiko kicking him in the head. And he reverted back to his human form.
Man,
And just like, and his first words woken up were like, "Hey lady, what the fuck? You kicked me in the head. My face is like my selling point. You're gonna need to fucking pay me back for that shit." Dot
so
dot dot.
good.
Oh wait, I'm better. Hey, thanks, crazy lady. And like I was like, I'm not crazy, thank you. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Like, thanks for curing me, but also like, fuck you for kicking me.
No,
Guess
literally.
we're even. Later. It was just this wonderfully stupid ending to this concept, and I'm so happy. I Kira's also like one of the more punk aesthetic characters I have,
No,
and
yeah, I
kind of
love it.
enjoy- I enjoy that for him. He's got a fun vibe.
Honestly, druids that are designed like that are so real. I love that because you should see my druids, because once again, there's Aerie. It's not fully
Yeah.
colored, but there she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, like, not druid-like at all. Where, do I have Lilac in here? No, but I have Aerie's dead boyfriend. Oh, no, I do have
remember
Lilac.
there's-
This is also a druid. Definitely not a necromancer wizard, I promise.
No, but whatever make you think that.
Yeah, just clearly a druid, obviously. And then where's Rowan? Where's my boy Rowan that, where's my ideal man's? There he is. Retrieving image data, sob. Let me see him, yes. To be fair, he's probably the most druid I have ever made. But also,
Yeah.
low-key, he kind of just looks like a surfer.
That is a dead boyfriend if I've ever seen one. Like, that looks like a man who shows up in your flashbacks,
This
who
is
you've removed any and all flaws from in your grief-based delirium. Like, that is a man who you only remember, like, sharing your fries with and, like, only the good times. That is a dead boyfriend. TM. Put him under the sheets and have him laughing in slow-mo.
he's like, oh my god, I love Rowan's design so much. I need a boyfriend that looks like this. Horns
so
and tail
funny.
included, please.
Yeah, that's important.
But yeah.
In terms of more like,
No, go on.
I've shown you my podcaster boy, Trash.
Yeah.
What I haven't shown you is my favorite stupid thing I've ever done with him. Which is to say, so every protagonist needs a good villain doppelganger. It's
Right.
a good trope.
Right.
Villain doppelganger is a good trope, and then you have a character who can travel the multiverse, and it's like, ooh, well, you could do the tried and true villain doppelganger trope of the evil version, you know, like you can do the alternate version who's a bad guy, and God, I was like, I should do that. I should make an evil Trev, because that's funny.
Oh boy.
And then then I thought it out. And I love him. He's got every disease.
Disease is
in-
crazy.
Introducing Stoplight.
Oh. Oh yeah. This is a vibe. Oh, this is fun.
I love Stoplight. I First of all, his name. His name's fucking Stoplight. I need to explain why his name's fucking Stoplight. Um, Before Treff realizes that he is an alternate version of himself, um, all he has to go on is the metal mask that has the giant single glowing red eye. And so he refers to him as Stoplight.
That's fair.
uh, Treff is not a very good namer, but to Stoplight's credit, he really doesn't want to be called Trevor Vantros, so like he'll take whatever he can get, um, even if the name is stupid, and he's quite pissed about it. Um, my favorite thing about Treff and Stoplight's dynamic is that they are the same person. Um, they are both deeply. They're both goobers at their core. Stoplight is trying to hide that he is, but he is still Treff, and he's still a goober,
Right.
a dork.
Right.
So when you have a character who is a dweeb, a dork, trying to be sinister, that just means that they go to the nines of trying to be mustache twirling evil.
Oh yeah.
And then you add to the fact that he has Trevor Vantros's stubbornness, because I love Trev. He's a stubborn boy.
Oh
But
boy.
where Trev is stubborn about like helping people and doing the right thing, Stoplight is stubborn about being an asshole. That's the
Lamau.
difference. I love them. I love how much they hate each other. I love that Stoplight's primary motivation is kill Trav. Like, he wants to kill. He wants to do the evil twin replace narrative, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But he has failed so frequently that Stoplight is just now like part of Trev's life.
So
Like
good.
he's just a villain of the week, despite the fact he's like, no, I'm trying to kill you and replace you. But now the replacing thing isn't gonna work because all of Trev's friends see him coming and go, oh hey, Stoplight. like like they know it's him now. He's tried and failed enough times that he can't surprise or trick people. Like they know who he is. There's no replacing Trev anymore, but he's still trying to kill him because frankly his pride won't let him stop.
So funny. I
And-
think my I think my favorite thing has to be the idea of Treff just like being there and be like, "Hey, who's this guy trying to steal my fit? Hey, hey, hey."
Yeah. I love stoplights. The best part is that stoplight has like intentionally he has a very tragic like setup. I gave him a dark backstory.
Yeah.
TM. Like I gave him the brooding evil what if scenario. He just can't escape that he's Treff, and he's really pissed about it.
That's so
He's an
good.
he's an evil doppelganger who hates everything that makes him like his doppelganger and really wants to like scrub that personhood out. And I think that's what makes him such a more fun antagonist.
So compelling, yeah.
Yeah, is that like he refers to his face as a mask, despite wearing a mask. He refers to his person face as when I'm dressed when I'm not wearing my metal fucking helmet, it's because I'm trying to blend in and look like Treff in order to like not get jumped in the street. So like my real person face is more of a disguise than my helmet. And that's deeply fucked up.
Yeah.
And so like there is genuine ethos to Stoplight as a character. It's just more fun to build up that ethos and then have Treff fucking curb stomp him. But I also wanted to make him like he's a he's a rat, but like he's the kind of ratty character who someone who's into rats would be into it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's fun.
Alright. Anyways, it is approaching 1
yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, we should call it there.
Alright. So, wonderful time hanging out with everyone on Twitch. I had a lot of fun tonight. It's always fun streaming. It's a shame that I have to keep canceling it because things keep coming up, but hopefully that won't be the case for too long. Again, no stream tomorrow. I swear I'm going to try and do the bass concert next week. We'll see, but I don't know if I can make any promises at this point. I won't lie, my fretting hand has been hurting really bad, and I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm gonna hope it's gonna be alright, though. But, yeah, next stream will be next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Pacific time, and I think that's all I have to say. Biba, any closing remarks?
Yeah, just that I'm excited for more streams and happy to hang out as always.
Alrighty.
Alright, good night.
Good night, Biba. And to the rest of you guys on stream, love you all. Thank you so much for coming around. We'll see you next time.